Hello, good day. Today, we are going to talk and demonstrate about the axial and locomotor movements. But first, let us know axial and locomotor movements first before the demonstration. First, axial movements. Axial movements refers to the movement around the axis of the body or an object. It involves rotation or bending that occur without traveling from one place to another, or the movement stays in one spot. In physical education or dance, axial movements are also called as non-locomotor movements, and its examples are bending, stretching, swaying, twisting, turning, swinging, and more.
Flexion is a movement that decreases the angle between two body parts, bringing them closer together. For example, bending the elbow or knee is a flexion movement because it reduces the angle between the bones of the limb. Extension, on the other hand, is the opposite movement. It increases the angle between two body parts, straightening the joint. For instance, straightening the elbow or knee after bending it is an example of extension. Furthermore, abduction is the movement of a body part away from the midline of the body. For example, lifting your arms or legs out to the side is abduction. Adduction, on the other hand, is the movement of a body part toward the midline of the body. For instance, bringing your arms or legs back to your sides is adduction.
Pendular movement. These are movements that swing, where the body parts move back and forth like a pendulum, like swinging your arms and swinging your legs. Percussive movements. These are sharp, forceful, and quick movements, like striking your arm or do some punches. Vibratory movements. These are the shaking or trembling movements, like shaking your arms or shaking your legs. Sustained movement. These are smooth, continuous, and controlled motion that flows.
Suspended movement is a short movement followed by a series of slow or prolonged movement until a peak is reached, ending in a floating or lifted position as if the movement is hanging in the air. How to perform? First, stand with your arms relaxed at your sides. Begin a quick circular swing of both arms. Continue the swing 3 to 4 times with energy. Then, slowly decrease the speed of your arms. Gently stop the movement with your arms positioned diagonally forward and upward. Next is circumduction movement. It is a circular movement of a body part made possible by joints like ball and socket, condyloid, or saddle joint. First is the forearm turns. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees and move your forearm in a circular motion. Next is the hand or wrist circles. Extend your arm forward and rotate your wrist in slow, controlled circles. Next is the hip circle. Stand tall, gently shift your weight into a circular using your hips. Trace a smooth, circular path. Next is pivotal movement. Pivotal movement involves rotation around an axis, like turning or twisting in place. First, turning the head. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Slowly turn the head to the left, return to center, then to the right. Next is pronation and supination of forearms. Extend your forearm with palm up, retain palm down for pronation, retain palm up again for supination. Pronation, supination, pronation, supination.
Protraction is the movement that pushes a body part in an anterior direction along the horizontal plane. It is a major movement of both the mandible and the scapulae. For the scapulae, this movement is essential for actions like throwing a punch or performing a push-up. It is a movement that can be seen when making an underbite or inserting facial expressions. Retraction is the movement that pulls a body part in a posterior direction along the horizontal plane. It involves the mandible and the scapulae also. This movement is used to counteract slouching or to stabilize the shoulder during pulling motions. It is used in settling the jaw into a neutral or slightly recessed position. Elevation is the movement that raises a body part in a superior or upward direction along the vertical plane. This movement applies primarily to the mandible and the scapulae. For the scapulae, this movement is used to express uncertainty or when actively lifting the pectoral girdle. For the mandible, elevation is the powerful action of closing the mouth. Depression is the movement that lowers a body part in an inferior or downward direction along the vertical plane. It is applied also to the mandible and the scapulae. This action helps to stabilize the shoulder joint and is crucial for many arm and chest exercises. In addition, it is used for opening the mouth, which allows for speech, breathing, and inserting food.
Locomotor movements are fundamental body actions that enable us to travel or move through space, helping develop coordination, balance, and control as we move from one place to another.
Walk or step. It is one of the simplest and most common movements we do every day. Walking allows us to move from one place to another place smoothly while keeping our balance, our coordination, and good posture. Run. Running is a quicker movement that uses more energy and coordination. It shows how our body can move fast while still maintaining control, strength, and balance. It is also a great example of more active and dynamic locomotor movements compared to walking.
With a jump, it's when both feet leave and land on the ground together, showing power and height used in sports and dances. As I jump, I bend my knees, push upward with my legs, swing my arms for balance, and land gently to stay stable. Now for the hopping, it is also a locomotor movement where I take off and land on the same foot, showing rhythm, lightness, and control, often used in games and dances. I keep my posture upright, use my arms for balance, and engage my legs to stay coordinated and controlled.
Leaping is performed by taking off from one foot and landing on the opposite foot with an extended flight between face. It is a locomotive movement because it requires muscular force and coordination to project the body's center of mass through air, allowing forward movement from one point to another. Skipping is done by stepping and hopping the same foot alternately in a rhythmic motion. It is a locomotive movement because it involves coordinated activation of the lower limb muscles to generate propulsive force, enabling the body to translate its center of mass forward through space.
Gallop is a fundamental locomotor movement characterized by a forward sliding motion where one foot or the lead foot always stays in front, stepping forward with a light spring, followed by a transfer of body weight to the trailing foot. This exercise is used mainly in physical education to develop coordination, balance, leg strength, and endurance. It is common in childhood physical development, dance forms such as children, folk, and line dances, and certain athletic training routines, especially for improving locomotor skills that involve traveling through space or on an even beat. So in this exercise, body parts that are involved are legs and feet, knee joints and arms, trunk, and head. Skide locomotor exercise, or sliding, is a sideways movement where one foot steps to the side, followed closely by the other foot, without crossing it over. Both feet remain close to the ground, and the lead foot is always inside of the direction of travel. This exercise is commonly used in sports like tennis, badminton, basketball, and soccer for quick side-to-side movements to judge opponents or change direction. It is also utilized in dance. The key body parts involved in sliding are primarily the legs and feet, especially the muscles that control leg movement and knee bending to enable smooth, rhythmic sliding. Good dynamic balance and body control are crucial, with knees slightly bent and feet contracting the ground primarily with the front part. Arms may be used for balance or other tasks like holding objects, but are not essential for the movement itself.
Helping us move with purpose and confidence in every activity.